I don't really know how someone feels when they are dying, but I could feel it. I could feel I wasn't surviving. The first time I ever got sick was, I think, back in 2011, and I really didn't understand what it was, because mostly I would just experience some stomach upsets. I would start feeling like vomiting and such things. Then it moved on to diarrhea started, still in 2011. I would get diarrhea and I had loss of appetite, and I started reducing, my weight started dropping. So every time I went to hospital, the doctor would suspect it was food poisoning or they'd suspect anything else, but there was no diagnosis. I was treated for typhoid and I didn't improve. I was treated for malaria, I didn't improve. I was treated for all sorts of bacterial infection and it all got worse. And I got to that point where I was just hoping anything. I got tested for cancer, I got tested for HIV, every sort of disease, and nothing was showing. Every night, it was, I think from around 1 a.m., I would get high fevers, very, very high fevers, until I could get to almost the point of convulsing. And it used to happen once or twice a night. And I remember at one point, a doctor told me, you can't survive 3 such fevers in one night. So the first test the doctor suggested was a liver test, because she suspected if you have colitis, the next organ that is affected is your liver. So when she did the test for liver, the liver test, my liver was out. It was basically dying. And in 2013, that's when she confirmed to me that I had another disease. I had a second now chronic disease known as primary sclerosing cholangitis. The first time I ever got a really serious complication from that disease was in 2015, I think August. That's when I just started bleeding from everywhere. I had so much pain and I had to be admitted in hospital. I think I stayed in hospital for 3 days. And at that point, the doctor told me, now your liver is really, really damaged. And if you start this, you should look for options of getting a transplant. And I didn't have any money at the time because my dad at that time wasn't working, my mom is a teacher, so I didn't know where to start. So when I asked from India, they gave me the minimum amount I would have to deposit in the hospital is around 3.3 million Kenyan shillings. So when I talked to doctors around here in Kenya, a doctor told me, if that doctor has given you 3.5 million, just know the minimum amount of money you can spend is 7 million. And in case of any complication, you can go all the way to 8 million. That's when Nyoro reached out to me. He told me someone had told him about me. But because at that time, very many people were calling me with all sorts of things, telling me they'd help me, and then at the end of it all, they do nothing about it. So when he called me the first time, we talked. I didn't even take him seriously. Then he called me, I think, another time, and that's when I listened. That's when we engaged, and I told him, and he told me the things he does. And I shared my story with him, and he kept sharing. And I think from there, that's when things now started picking momentum, and we were able to raise, we got close to the 7 million mark, although we didn't really get there. When we got there, that's when we decided to go with that and now go and work out things in India. I stayed for 9 days in the ICU, and I think for those 9 days, 5 days I wasn't responding well. 5 days my liver wasn't functioning. At that point, I felt, I don't really know how someone feels when they are dying, but I could feel it. I could feel I wasn't surviving, because the doctor came to me and told me that day, she told me, I'm going to pray for you. And I asked her why. She told me, because we've done the transplant and you really need to get better. And I could feel me getting weaker and feeling worse. And every day I asked the doctor the same thing. When am I getting out of this place? Because nothing was working. The only thing that was working was just my brain, nothing else. I couldn't see well, I couldn't talk well, I couldn't breathe. I wasn't able to breathe on my own. There was nothing I was able to do. The doctor would come and try talking to me. I couldn't even hear them clearly. I couldn't understand them. They try engaging me with small things. They tried doing physical things I was unable to do. They tried telling me to drink water, just a sip and spit it out. I wasn't able to do that. It was, I really felt bad. At that time when I was feeling down and feeling as if now I'd reached the end, I just remembered all the people who had prayed for me, all the people who had stood by me. I remembered my brother back in Kenya. He hasn't talked to me in like almost a week because I was admitted 2 days before the surgery. So it's about a week. He doesn't even know how I'm doing. My parents are on the other side. They are not allowed to come see me. So they don't know how I'm doing. They might even think the doctor is lying to them because they are shown on a screen. They are shown where I'm lying, but they are not able to talk to me. I'm only told to wave to them because I couldn't talk. I was fixed to so many machines. So they will think probably they are being lied to. So I just said a silent prayer to myself and said, whatever the case, I really need to get out of this because I can't let all those people down. They have to see me get better, and they have to see me standing, and they have to see me getting back to, I think, where I am right now. If I pick someone like Nyoro, he didn't know me. And actually, I'm not the one who sent the story to him. I think either a friend sent it to him or he saw it, but he picked it up like his own brother. He took it as I'd say what? As a responsibility, because of all the people who were helping me. Once he came in, I remember once I got to know about him, every day he kept track of the progress. How much money have you raised? What else do you require? Have you reached your target? Now, what else do you want? Do you require a passport? How can I help you get that? Do you require a visa? What problems are you getting? Why haven't you made your travel arrangements? I tell him maybe it's because of this and this. How can I help? How can I help you get through that? All he was asking was, how can I help? So that was quite touching, and now he's now more or less like a brother to me, because he took up a responsibility that nobody else would have taken, and he followed it through, and he still follows through to know how I'm doing and how I'm progressing. For the people who raised money, it was really touching, because I remember there were times I would find someone has sent me 50 shillings. For someone would think that's not much, but when I come to think of it, that 50 shilling, maybe he had planned to do something, but they took a sacrifice and decided, I think he deserves that 50 shillings more than I do. And to some level, that changed me, because now I view things differently. If someone needs my help and they don't even know they need my help, and I know I can help them out, I really make a point of helping them out, because I've been there. I've been at a place where I was at a point I was hopeless. I didn't know how things will turn out to be. But then people that I didn't know, who came out in large numbers from nowhere, just decided that they're going to stand by me, they're going to help me.